Hi everyone. Something a little different this week. Well, different from since I started back again. I have worked with shipping tags before. This is actually number 11. And so I was going through my products and trying to sort them out since I haven't used them in a while. And I came across a few Tim Holtz Layering Stencils. Well, they were the shifters that I thought, they were new. I'd bought them, and so I hadn't used them yet. So I didn't have enough room in my stencils folder, so I decided to create another folder just for Tim Holtz's layering stencils with the shifters. So I took this one was part of a stamp and stencil set, and the stamp set was called Inspirational. So I'm assuming this brick and stone one that had two stencils in the one was the same name. But do you think I could find it online? No. So anyway, using it, and I'm using the distress inks. So stenciling through that stencil with, well, I've got the names up on the screen, and there's a link to my blog post below this video in the description um, that details all the products I used and photos that I took, close-ups and whatnot. So I'm just, showing you that I'm cleaning them. Anyway, so done that. Another stencil, here we come. This is the bubbles, what I think, or bubble. Yeah. And I'm using the Distress blending tool there. Not bad. I did buy those, what are they called now? Don't know, but they're the really soft bristles, brush bristles, with all the different colours. But anyway, I'll use those next time. So I've done that. Now I'm going to use the flourish stencil with another one of those inks, and I'm just using the same three colours that I started off with, but I think I'm trying to make them darker, more opaque, over the top of the other stencils. So it's just a bit of layering, that's all. And I am using the same blending brush. I am wiping it off mostly on a paper towel before I put it into a different coloured ink. And it seems to work fine, so I'm happy about that. So those layers look pretty good there, and they don't get lost. Alright, this is the Bird Crazy stamp set by Tim Holtz, Stampers Anonymous, and sometimes I just take stamps out and stamp them onto some watercolour paper and just have a play with colouring in and blending and such. So I've got that made already. So all I had to do was fussy cut it out. Yes. Just going through them all and seeing which ones I had and which one I wanted and which one faced the way I wanted. So I fussy cut around his tail feathers, I thought. Yes, I did. But I wasn't going to do the top feathers or his feet. They can be just drawn on. So that's done. Now I'm trying to work out where I'm going to put him and what else? Why is he there? So I grab another stamp set. This one was Creative Expressions, I think. Jungle something. Again, in the link below. And my StazOn ink was all dried up. I wasn't even going to attempt to refill it. That didn't stamp too well, but I'm going to leave it as is, and I'm going to take a micron pen and outline it where it didn't stamp too well. So the StazOn ink, I haven't checked any others yet. So maybe this one had a lid off it while it was packed for a couple of years. So didn't even think of that. I should probably check the others out. Hmm. Okay, so yeah, I needed something else, so I thought that snake. Anyway, now we can't just have the bird. Well, we could have the bird just standing on the ground, but what interest is that? So I thought I'd just grab this twig, branch, um, and have him sit on it and look up at the snake. And that wasn't long enough, that branch, because I needed all his feathers in there. I cut them out, so I'm going to have them in there. So I drew the branch a bit longer. Now I'm going to draw his little feet, legs and um, feet, feet, claws, feet. So now, yes, I'm going to watercolor them with distress inks and my water brush. And silly me, um, sprayed the ink that I pressed down on my craft mat there, and so it diluted it too much. So we did it again, and that's a bit better. So I had a bit of shadow. And then I realised I wanted the darkest areas on the bottom. So I'll try and fix that up. Frayed burlap. The first one was what? Was it brush? No, walnuts. Walnut stain. Frayed burlap and tea dye. And it doesn't really show up much anyway. And then I forget about pressing the ink pad on the craft mat. I just use the brush directly on the pad. And yes, Jen, we should dry it between each coat. It might make it a bit darker. I don't want them blended into each other as much so it becomes one colour. And now I'm using forest moss, I think, was it? Yeah, for the underside of the snake's belly. Then mowed lawn. No, crushed olive. There you go. How soon I forget. That's it, I use mowed lawn on the leaves. And don't worry about going outside the lines there because I'm going to fussy cut it out. What was that? Oh, that's the mowed lawn. Right. So that's for the veins of the leaves. So what do I use for the leaves themselves? Looks like they're done. Don't even recall seeing that. Blinked my eyes and it was done. Alright, that's pine needles. Just going over those branches or twigs. Oh no, there we go. Can't remember, can't see what it was that I'm colouring in the leaves. That's okay. What am I pointing at? Oh, maybe the tongue. Yeah, so I took the barn door distress ink marker and just coloured that tongue. Alright, dry it, fussy cut it out. Yeah, I didn't take you through the whole lot of fussy cutting. But even this is too long, isn't it? Sorry. Now I've just got to go through and cut out the little tiny bits to see through. Yeah, and that was a bit hard to get the scissors through to cut. So hence the craft knife. It's done. Alright, here we go, trying to lay out the page, how I'm going to have that snake. Yeah, looks alright to me. Taking the Tombow Mono Multi Liquid Glue. That's a mouthful, isn't it? It's pretty good glue, but I do not like it when you get it on your fingers. It's a nightmare to get off. They say just to let your hands dry with the glue on it and then rub it off, but I just can't wait. Okay, now we'll glue down the crazy bird. And all the while here I'm trying to think of what quote I'm going to put. And I've got a bit of white space. Now normally that's not a bad thing, but in this case I thought it was. What am I? Oh, I'm drawing on his little feather top. I can't even see a thing, it was too quick. Oh, I haven't finished layering with the stencils yet. So this is the Tim Holtz Layering Stencil. Again, all the stencils I used were Tim Holtz's. So this one's the stripes. And I'm taking black soot. Very lightly though. Thankfully the ink pads, well, it needs re-inking, so if it was too dark, don't think I would have liked it as much. Again, just wiping that off. I like that. It yeah, it helps with all those circles of the bubble stencil. Now I've taken the numbered layering, no, typo layering stencil, and I'm just going over those letters with the micron pen, creating the word hello question mark. And I end up colouring them in, so I have to go back with the H and colour it in. I love this font. Here comes the question mark. Very tentatively, the crazy bird says hello to the snake. And then I don't think that's enough. So, oh, okay, speckles. So I'm going in with what looks like the black soot again. Yeah, but darker this time. I only did this a couple of days ago, I think. I've forgotten already. That's it. Wiping off the ink. Now what? Something down there? No, I don't. Oh, yes, I do. Another stencil. The striped stencil this time. And that's the gathered twigs distressing. Mhm. Not quite finished. I'm going around the edges with the Distress Archival black soot ink, but I'm still not finished. Yeah, the big chat. Getting another word to add to the title. Ink around the edges. And this one's called Friendship. Friendship comes in many forms. Put that right between the two. There, and now time for some fibres. And I think that's done. Yeah, just taking some black lace from my stash and some hemp cord, hemp twine, and some baker's twine. I just put that red in there because of the tongue on the snake's tongue. I'm trying to twist that around so that I can get it through and then pull through the yeah, I had to do it a couple of times, but didn't want to put you through that. Yeah, just pulling them all through tightly, and that's it. So that was a bit of fun. I really enjoyed making this tag as opposed to doing the journal pages lately. Didn't take too much time. I think there were more products used in this than a lot of the journal pages I've done recently. But yeah, I like how it turned out. So I got a new phone for my birthday recently, and it's taking a lot better photo once I fiddle around with these settings. So hopefully from now on there'll be a lot better quality of photos that I show here. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll be back next week with some form of art. Okay, bye, guys.